Imagine a world where everything you've been chasing, success, love, peace, starts chasing you instead. What if the key to unlocking this reality was not in striving harder but in surrendering smarter? This is the reverse law, a principle whispered in the sacred halls of ancient civilizations, attributed to the wisdom of Thoth, the Egyptian deity of knowledge. This episode of Secrets of the Ancients unveils a cosmic truth that has been obscured for millennia, not by chance, but by design. A truth so potent it could shift the very fabric of your reality. Are you ready to stop searching and let the universe find you?
Welcome to Secrets of the Ancients, where ancient mysteries awaken.
The ancient Egyptian deity Thoth, revered as the scribe of the gods and the master of wisdom, taught a principle so radical it challenges the foundations of modern life. Known as the reverse law, this concept suggests that the more we chase, the further our desires flee. But when we surrender control, align with the natural flow, and trust in the unseen, the universe delivers what we seek with effortless precision. This isn't mere mysticism. It's a universal mechanism rooted in the interplay of consciousness and reality, a truth that echoes across ancient cultures, from the Hermetic traditions of Egypt to the Taoist philosophies of ancient China. In today's frenetic world where effort and hustle are glorified, the reverse law feels counterintuitive. Yet, it is precisely this paradox, surrender as strength, stillness as action, that holds the key to transforming scarcity into abundance, struggle into flow. Drawing on my expertise in ancient history and philosophy, this episode will weave together the timeless wisdom of Thoth with real-world examples, modern parallels, and actionable insights. We'll explore how this law operates, why it was hidden, and how you can harness it to reshape your life. Along the way, I'll connect these ancient teachings to contemporary events, showing how the reverse law resonates in today's political and social landscapes, offering lessons for navigating our chaotic world. In the shadowed halls of ancient wisdom, where the scribes of eternity etch truths into the fabric of time, the reverse law emerges as a radiant enigma, a cosmic principle that defies the clamor of human striving. Attributed to Thoth, the ibis-headed deity of knowledge in ancient Egypt, this law unveils a profound secret. The universe does not bend to our relentless pursuit, but yields to the quiet power of surrender. Far from mere resignation, this surrender is a conscious alignment with the unseen currents that govern existence, a dance with the divine rhythm that pulses beneath the surface of reality. Picture the cosmos as a vast tapestry, woven by an intelligence older than the stars. Thoth, revered as the architect of Hermetic wisdom, taught that this tapestry thrives on balance, not force. The reverse law posits that when we chase our desires with clenched fists and anxious hearts, we disrupt this balance, scattering the threads of possibility. But when we release our grip, cultivating a state of inner stillness, the universe responds with a precision that feels almost alchemical. This is not a call to passivity, but an invitation to trust, an act of faith in the unseen order that orchestrates life's unfolding. Consider the metaphor of a river. To grasp at its waters is to come away with empty hands, the current slipping through your fingers. Yet to stand calmly by its banks, allowing the flow to carry its gifts to you, is to receive abundance. Thoth's teachings, preserved in the emerald tablets of Hermetic lore, echo this truth. Cease the striving, and the infinite shall manifest. This principle reverberates across ancient traditions, from the Taoist Wu Wei, the art of effortless action, to the Stoic surrender to fate in Hellenistic Greece. In the Vedic hymns of India, the sage surrenders to Dharma, trusting the cosmic law to align their path. Each culture in its own tongue whispers the same secret. True creation arises not from struggle, but from harmony. The reverse law challenges the modern American psyche, conditioned to equate success with hustle and control. We're taught to seize opportunities, to force outcomes, to dominate uncertainty. Yet, Thoth's wisdom suggests that this very obsession with control creates a discordant vibration, repelling the very desires we seek. When we vibrate anxiety or desperation, we broadcast chaos into the cosmic field, and the universe, ever obedient to our deepest frequencies, mirrors that chaos back to us. But when we cultivate peace, a serene certainty that what is meant for us will find us, the field aligns, and synchronicities unfold like petals in the dawn. This is not mere mysticism, but a mechanism rooted in the interplay of consciousness and reality. The ancients understood the subconscious as a sacred garden, where every thought and feeling is a seed. Plant fear and you harvest scarcity. Plant trust and you reap abundance. Thoth's Hermetic teachings describe this as the silent field, a portal between the visible and the invisible, where intentions take root. Unlike the conscious mind, which schemes and calculates, the subconscious responds to the quiet language of emotion. To harness the reverse law, we must plant our desires in this fertile soil with reverence, free from the taint of doubt or neediness. Reflect on the archaeological echoes of this wisdom. In the temples of Karnak, where priests of Thoth conducted rituals at the liminal hours of dawn, they sought to align with the cosmic order through silence and surrender. These were not empty ceremonies, but deliberate acts to attune the soul to the universe's rhythm. Similarly, in the oracle traditions of Delphi, seekers were urged to know thyself, a call to quiet the ego's noise and trust the divine insight that emerges in stillness. These ancient practices were not superstition but science of the soul, designed to harmonize human intention with cosmic flow. The reverse law's power lies in its paradox. To gain, you must let go. Imagine a merchant in ancient Alexandria, frantically chasing trade routes, only to find success when he pauses to listen to the whispers of intuition, guiding him to an unexpected alliance. Or picture a modern dreamer, chasing love or success, only to find it arrives when they cease striving and embrace their own wholeness. This is the alchemy of surrender, not abandoning desire, but freeing it from the chains of anxiety, allowing it to resonate with the universe's silent symphony. In a world that glorifies the grind, the reverse law is a quiet rebellion. It asks us to trust in something greater than our plans, to align with a wisdom that predates the pyramids. As Thoth taught, the one who masters the flow becomes the flow. By surrendering to this cosmic principle, we become co-creators with the universe, weaving our dreams into the tapestry of reality with effortless grace. The reverse law, whispered through the ages by sages and seers, is no mere abstract principle. It is a living force, etched into the annals of history and woven into the fabric of modern lives. From the sacred precincts of ancient temples to the quiet moments of contemporary existence, this cosmic law reveals its power when we cease striving and allow the universe to orchestrate its silent symphony. As a scholar of history, archaeology, philosophy, and the esoteric, I invite you to journey through time, where stories of surrender illuminate the path to alignment, resonating with the timeless wisdom of Thoth and the rhythms of the unseen. Echoes from antiquity, surrender in the ancient world. In the shadowed corridors of history, the reverse law shines as a beacon of transformation, guiding those who dare to trust the invisible. Consider the Oracle of Delphi in 480 BCE, when the Persian shadow loomed over Greece. The Athenians, gripped by fear, sought the oracle's counsel and received a cryptic prophecy: "The wooden wall shall not fail." Many, driven by the urge to control, interpreted this as a call to fortify their city with timbered defenses, a frantic bid to force victory. Yet Themistocles, the Athenian strategist, surrendered to a deeper intuition. He saw the wooden wall as the fleet of triremes, not a literal barricade. By releasing the need to overthink and trusting this subtle insight, he led Athens to triumph at the Battle of Salamis, a victory born not of force, but of alignment with the unseen flow. This moment, recorded by Herodotus, mirrors Thoth's teaching. When we let go of rigid control, the universe delivers with precision. Further east, in the 3rd century BCE, the Mauryan Emperor Ashoka stands as another testament to the reverse law's potency. A warrior king driven by conquest, Ashoka's ambition drenched the fields of Kalinga in blood. Yet, in the aftermath of that brutal victory, he faced the devastation his pursuit had wrought. In a profound act of surrender, he relinquished his thirst for dominion, embracing the path of Dharma and nonviolence through Buddhism. This inner shift rippled outward, transforming an empire of war into a beacon of compassion, with edicts carved on pillars that still stand in India's archaeological record. Ashoka's surrender was not defeat but a realignment with the cosmic balance, proving that true power arises when we release the need to dominate. These ancient stories, preserved in texts and stone, reveal a universal truth. The reverse law operates when we step back and trust the unseen intelligence of the cosmos. In the temples of ancient Egypt, priests of Thoth performed rituals at dawn, not to force divine favor, but to attune their souls to the universe's rhythm. The Hermetic maxim, "as above, so below," reflects this principle. Surrender aligns the microcosm of the self with the macrocosm of existence, unlocking possibilities that effort alone cannot achieve. Modern manifestations. The reverse law in today's world. The reverse law is not confined to dusty scrolls or ancient ruins. It pulses through the lives of ordinary people who, knowingly or not, align with its wisdom. Take Sarah, a Silicon Valley entrepreneur in her 30s, whose startup dreams were stalled by endless rejections. For years, she chased investors, pitching with relentless fervor, only to face closed doors. Exhausted, she paused, not out of despair, but in a moment of quiet resolve. She turned inward, refining her craft and finding joy in the process rather than the outcome. Within weeks, an investor, drawn to her newfound authenticity, approached her unbidden with an offer that surpassed her expectations. Sarah's story, echoed in countless modern lives, reflects the reverse law's promise. When we release desperation, we become magnetic to opportunity. Or consider Michael, a struggling artist in Brooklyn, whose creative spark dimmed under the pressure of deadlines and self-doubt. The harder he pushed to produce, the more his work faltered, trapped in a cycle of forced effort. One day, he surrendered to the moment, abandoning his canvas for walks along the East River, letting inspiration drift to him like leaves on the water. In this state of ease, he created a series of paintings that captured the city's soul, earning acclaim from galleries that once ignored him. Michael's breakthrough was no accident. It was the reverse law at work, proving that creativity flourishes when we stop wrestling with it and let it flow. These modern tales mirror the ancient ones, revealing a timeless pattern. Just as Themistocles trusted the oracle's subtle guidance, Sarah trusted her inner shift. Just as Ashoka released conquest for compassion, Michael let go of control to reclaim his art. The reverse law transcends time, operating in the quiet spaces where trust replaces struggle. In the esoteric traditions, Thoth taught that the subconscious is a sacred field, absorbing the vibrations we emit. When Sarah and Michael surrendered their anxiety, they planted seeds of trust, and the universe, ever faithful, cultivated those seeds into reality. The invisible thread, connecting past and present. What unites these stories across millennia is the invisible thread of surrender, not as weakness, but as a deliberate act of faith in the cosmic order. In ancient Egypt, the priests of Thoth understood this as mad, the principle of harmony that sustains the universe. To live in mad was to align with the natural flow, trusting that what is meant for you will arrive in its own time. Today, we see this in those who, like Sarah and Michael, release the need to force outcomes and find that life conspires in their favor. This principle resonates in the archaeological record, from the serene faces of Buddhist stupas to the inscriptions of Delphi's temple, urging seekers to know thyself. It echoes in the Hermetic texts, where Thoth describes the universe as a self-correcting intelligence that requires only our trust to manifest. In our modern rush to control every variable, careers, relationships, futures, we often drown out this intelligence with the noise of our striving. Yet when we pause, as the ancients did, and listen to the quiet pulse of existence, we find that the reverse law is always at work, weaving our intentions into the tapestry of reality with a grace that surpasses our plans. In the restless pulse of 2025, where the world churns with the clamor of division and disruption, the reverse law, Thoth's ancient whisper from the halls of Amenti, emerges as a beacon of clarity. This esoteric principle, rooted in the Hermetic wisdom of Egypt and echoed in the philosophies of sages across time, speaks directly to our modern struggles. It teaches that true transformation arises not from grasping at control, but from surrendering to the unseen currents of cosmic harmony. As a scholar of history, archaeology, and the mystical, I see the reverse law shimmering beneath the surface of today's global events, offering a lens to navigate the chaos with grace and insight. From political schisms to technological upheavals, the events of 2025 reveal the timeless dance between resistance and surrender, urging us to align with the universe's silent intelligence. Political polarization, the tug of control and the path of release. The United States in 2025 remains a crucible of division, still reeling from the 2024 presidential elections' aftershocks. Partisan battles over climate policy, economic reform, and social equity dominate headlines, with each side clinging to rigid ideologies as if control were the only path to progress. Yet the reverse law suggests that this very struggle, rooted in fear and the need to dominate, creates the chaos it seeks to resolve. Thoth's teachings remind us that harmony emerges when we release the need to force outcomes. A striking example is the 2025 Climate Accord dialogues, a grassroots movement gaining traction across the globe. Rather than entrenching in opposition, these dialogues foster collaboration between unlikely allies, scientists, policymakers, and activists, yielding innovative solutions like decentralized renewable energy grids. This mirrors the ancient Egyptian concept of mad, the balance that sustains creation, achieved not through conflict but through alignment with the natural flow. By letting go of partisan dogma, as Thoth advised, these dialogues create space for the universe to weave solutions that transcend human scheming. Global crises, surrendering to compassion, the refugee crisis in Europe, intensified by ongoing conflicts in the Middle East, casts a stark light on the consequences of control-driven policies. In 2025, nations grappling with border security often escalate tensions through restrictive measures, mirroring the anxious, grasping Thoth warned against. Yet, pockets of surrender reveal a different path. Germany's 2025 integration programs, for instance, prioritize cultural inclusion over exclusion, offering language training and community-building initiatives to refugees. These efforts, grounded in compassion rather than fear, echo the reverse law's call to trust in the flow of human connection. Archaeological parallels abound. In ancient Mesopotamia, the Code of Hammurabi emphasized hospitality to strangers, reflecting a belief that welcoming the other aligns with divine order. Today, Germany's approach demonstrates that releasing the impulse to control borders creates a vibrational field of unity, allowing solutions to emerge organically, much like the seeds Thoth described in the fertile soil of the subconscious. Technological tides, embracing the flow of change. The rise of artificial intelligence and automation in 2025 has sparked a global undercurrent of anxiety, particularly among workers fearing obsolescence. The tech industry, from Silicon Valley to Shanghai, buzzes with a frenetic race to upskill, as if outrunning AI could secure one's future. Yet, the reverse law offers a counterintuitive wisdom. Clinging to control fuels scarcity, while embracing adaptability opens doors. At the Future Work Summit in Singapore, June 2025, innovators showcased how professionals who collaborate with AI, rather than compete, thrive in new roles, from AI ethics consultants to creative tech integrators. This resonates with the Taoist principle of Wu Wei, action through non-action, which parallels Thoth's teachings. In ancient Alexandria, scholars in the Great Library surrendered to the flow of knowledge, blending Greek, Egyptian, and Persian insights to birth new sciences. Today, those who release fear and align with technological change, trusting in their ability to evolve, find themselves at the forefront of a new era, their paths illuminated by the reverse law's quiet guidance. The cosmic mirror, reflecting ancient wisdom in modern struggles. These contemporary events reflect a deeper truth, one the ancients understood well. The universe responds to our vibrational state. In the temples of Karnak, priests of Thoth conducted rituals in silence, not to manipulate the divine but to attune to its rhythm. Similarly, the Stoics of Rome, like Marcus Aurelius, embraced surrender to the logos, the rational order of the cosmos, finding peace amid empire's turmoil. Today's world, with its rapid shifts and uncertainties, demands the same alignment. Whether it's the Climate Accord dialogues, collaborative spirit, Germany's compassionate integration, or the tech summit's embrace of adaptability, we see the reverse law at work. When we release resistance, the universe conspires to deliver. This is not blind optimism, but a recognition of the subconscious field Thoth described, a sacred space where trust plants seeds that bloom into reality. In 2025, as we navigate a world of flux, the reverse law invites us to pause, to breathe, and to trust that the unseen intelligence of the cosmos is already weaving the tapestry of our collective future. Beneath the surface of our waking minds lies a realm of profound power, a fertile field where the seeds of reality are sown. In the esoteric teachings of Thoth, the ancient Egyptian scribe of the gods, this realm is known as the subconscious, a sacred garden that bridges the visible and the invisible, where intentions take root and shape the world we experience. As a scholar of history, archaeology, philosophy, and the mystical, I see this subconscious field as the heart of the reverse law, a cosmic mechanism that transforms our deepest vibrations into tangible outcomes. To harness this law, we must learn to plant our desires with reverence, free from the distortions of fear or frenzy, and trust the unseen intelligence to cultivate what we sow. This is not mere metaphor, but a practice rooted in ancient wisdom, as relevant to the bustling streets of modern America as it was to the starlit temples of antiquity. The Hermetic texts, attributed to Thoth, describe the subconscious as a silent field, a mirror of the cosmos that reflects what we project. Unlike the conscious mind, which schemes and strives, the subconscious speaks the language of emotion, absorbing the vibrations we emit in moments of quiet clarity. When we plant a seed of intention, be it for love, success, or peace, it takes root in this field, shaped by the energy of the moment. Plant in haste or doubt, and the seed absorbs chaos, yielding a harvest of struggle. Plant in trust and serenity, and it blossoms into synchronicities that feel like destiny. This principle echoes across cultures. In Vedic traditions, the samskaras, impressions in the mind, shape future experiences. In Stoic philosophy, inner alignment with the logos creates outer harmony. Thoth's genius lies in distilling this truth into a practice. To create, we must first cultivate stillness. Imagine the subconscious as a sacred grove, like those tended by the priests of ancient Memphis, where rituals were performed at twilight to attune the soul to divine rhythms. These were not acts of control but of surrender, designed to open the heart to the universe's flow. To plant a seed in this grove, Thoth taught, requires emotional purity, a state untainted by desperation or lack. Picture a modern seeker, perhaps in a quiet moment after a hectic day in New York or LA, sitting in stillness. They close their eyes, breathe deeply, and visualize their desire, not as a plea, but as a reality already unfolding. This is not wishful thinking, but a deliberate act of faith, akin to the ancient Egyptian practice of Heka, the magic of aligning intention with cosmic will. By feeling gratitude for what is yet to come, they infuse the seed with trust, ensuring it grows in harmony with the universe's silent pulse. The timing of this planting is crucial. The ancients knew that the subconscious is most receptive at liminal moments, dawn, dusk, or the hazy border between sleep and wakefulness. In the temples of Karnak, priests of Thoth chose these hours for their rituals, when the rational mind softens and the deeper self opens like a lotus to the divine. You don't need a temple to replicate this. A quiet corner of your home, a park bench under a fading sky, or a moment of meditation before bed will do. In these spaces, release the noise of the day, emails, deadlines, worries, and center yourself. Visualize your intention as if it's already true, not with effort but with calm certainty. Feel the joy of its presence, as if the universe has already delivered. This act, simple yet profound, plants a seed in the subconscious field, charged with the vibration of trust. But planting is only the beginning. Thoth's teachings warn of a subtle trap, the restless mind that digs up the seed to check its progress. In our fast-paced world where instant results are king, this is a common stumble. We obsess, we doubt, we second-guess, stirring the soil and choking the roots. Instead, Thoth urges us to practice what he called protective silence, a vigilant stillness that guards the seed from the weeds of fear. This is not passive waiting but an active trust, like a farmer who tends the field but trusts the seasons. In practice, this means stepping away from negative influences, doom-scrolling news, naysayers, or self-doubt, and nurturing thoughts of gratitude and possibility. Recall moments when the universe surprised you, a chance meeting, an unexpected opportunity, and let them reinforce your faith. This protective silence, as ancient as the pyramids yet as practical as a morning routine, ensures the seed grows undisturbed. Archaeological echoes of this practice abound. In the mystery schools of Eleusis, initiates underwent rituals to quiet the mind, aligning their inner world with divine mysteries. In ancient China, Taoist sages meditated in mountain caves, seeking Wu Wei, the effortless state where intention and reality merge. These traditions understood what modern neuroscience now hints at. The subconscious shapes our reality, filtering experiences based on our deepest beliefs. By planting intentions with clarity and guarding them with trust, we align with the reverse law's promise. What we vibrate in silence, the universe manifests in form. For the American dreamer caught in the hustle of 2025, this is a radical invitation to pause, to trust, and to let the subconscious field work its ancient magic, transforming whispered intentions into the reality we live. In the veiled teachings of Thoth, the ancient Egyptian sage of wisdom, lies a truth so profound it feels like a riddle whispered by the cosmos itself. The sacred paradox. This is the heart of the reverse law, a principle that inverts the human impulse to grasp and control, revealing that true manifestation occurs when we release our grip and surrender to the unseen currents of existence. As a scholar steeped in the mysteries of history, archaeology, philosophy, and the esoteric, I see this paradox as a golden thread woven through the tapestry of time, from the starlit temples of antiquity to the restless pulse of modern America. It teaches us that when we let go, not out of defeat, but with the quiet confidence of trust, everything we seek begins to find us, as if drawn by an invisible magnet. This is not mere mysticism. It is the alchemy of alignment, a dance with the divine that transforms scarcity into abundance. The sacred paradox is deceptively simple. The more we cling to our desires, the further they slip away. The moment we release them, they arrive with effortless grace. Thoth, in the Hermetic texts, described this as the moment when the soul ceases to wrestle with fate and aligns with the cosmic rhythm of mad, the eternal balance that sustains creation. This is not about abandoning ambition or desire, but about freeing them from the chains of anxiety and need. Picture a weary traveler in ancient Memphis, chasing a distant oasis only to find it mirages away. Exhausted, they sit beneath a palm, trusting the desert's hidden springs, and suddenly water flows nearby. This is the paradox at work. When we stop striving, the universe delivers. It's a truth etched in the philosophies of the ages, from the Taoist Wu Wei, where effortlessness yields all, to the Stoic surrender to the Logos, where acceptance unlocks inner peace. History bears witness to this paradox's power. Consider the story of Siddhartha Gautama, the Buddha, in the 5th century BCE. Driven by a burning quest for enlightenment, he subjected himself to years of asceticism, pushing his body and mind to the brink. Yet it was only when he surrendered, sitting beneath the Bodhi tree, releasing the need to force awakening, that truth dawned within him. His enlightenment, a cornerstone of Buddhist tradition, was not won through struggle but through letting go, a moment of alignment with the universe's silent intelligence. Similarly, in ancient Greece, the poet Pindar, inspired by the Delphic maxim, "Know thyself," crafted verses that flowed not from labored effort, but from a surrender to the muses' inspiration, his words echoing through time as hymns to the gods. These stories, carved in texts and oral traditions, reveal the sacred paradox. Release is the key to receiving. In our modern world, this paradox resonates with striking clarity. Think of a young professional in Chicago, chasing a promotion with relentless hustle, only to find doors closed. Burned out, they take a step back, focusing on their craft with joy rather than desperation. Suddenly, an unexpected offer arrives, surpassing their dreams. Or consider a single parent in Atlanta, yearning for connection but trapped in the fear of loneliness. When they embrace their own company, cultivating peace within, a meaningful relationship enters their life as if summoned by fate. These are not coincidences but reflections of the reverse law's alchemy, where letting go creates a vibrational space for the universe to work its wonders. The subconscious, as Thoth taught, is a sacred mirror, reflecting our deepest frequencies. When we vibrate trust instead of need, we become conduits for synchronicities, chance meetings, sudden opportunities, quiet resolutions that feel like the universe winking at us. Archaeological echoes amplify this truth. In the ruins of Saqqara, where Thoth's priests inscribed hymns to the stars, we find rituals designed not to control but to harmonize with the cosmos. These were acts of surrender, performed in the liminal glow of dawn, when the veil between the seen and unseen thins. In the Vedic traditions of India, the Upanishads speak of Atman, the inner self that aligns with Brahman, the universal whole, through release rather than effort. Even in the Americas, the Mayan shamans of Chichen Itza communed with the gods by quieting the mind, trusting the celestial cycles to guide their path. These practices, rooted in the sacred soil of ancient cultures, reveal a universal wisdom. The sacred paradox thrives when we trust the unseen over the seen, the silent over the loud. For the modern American, caught in the grind of 2025's fast-paced world, the sacred paradox is a radical invitation. It challenges the cultural mantra of hustle harder, urging us instead to cultivate a quiet faith. This is not about giving up dreams, but about holding them lightly, like a bird that flies freer when uncaged. Thoth's teachings remind us that the universe is not a puzzle to be solved, but a partner to dance with. When we let go, releasing the weight of expectation, the fear of failure, the need to control, we create space for the infinite to flow. In that space, as the ancients knew and as modern lives prove, everything arrives, not as a reward for struggle, but as a gift of alignment, a testament to the sacred paradox that what we seek is already seeking us. In the shadowed wisdom of Thoth, the ancient Egyptian scribe of cosmic truths, the reverse law is not a distant philosophy, but a living practice, a sacred art that transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary. This law, etched in the Hermetic texts and whispered through the ages, invites us to plant our intentions in the fertile soil of the subconscious and trust the unseen currents of the universe to bring them to fruition. As a scholar of history, archaeology, philosophy, and the esoteric, I offer you a practical exercise to activate the reverse law in your life today. A ritual as timeless as the rituals of ancient Memphis, yet as accessible as a quiet moment in your modern American day. This is not about forcing outcomes, but about aligning with the silent intelligence that weaves reality, a practice that bridges the ancient and the now, guiding you to let go and let the universe deliver. Step 1. Identify your intention with clarity. Begin by choosing a single desire that stirs your soul, a goal that resonates deeply, whether it's a new opportunity, a meaningful connection, or inner peace. This is not about fleeting wants, but about the essence of what you seek. For example, instead of, "I want a better job," frame it as, "I am open to work that fulfills my purpose." Write this intention down, as the act of writing mirrors the ancient scribes who inscribed their prayers on papyrus, grounding the ephemeral in the tangible. Keep it simple, clear, and true, like the offerings laid before Thoth's altar in the temples of Karnak. This clarity ensures your seed is planted with purpose, free from the clutter of doubt or vagueness. Step 2. Plant the seed in stillness. Find a moment of quiet, a sacred pause in your day, perhaps at dawn when the world is hushed, or in the twilight glow when the veil between worlds thins as the ancients knew. You don't need a temple. A corner of your home, a park bench, or even a moment in bed before sleep will do. Close your eyes, take 5 deep breaths, and let the noise of the day, deadlines, worries, distractions, drift away like leaves on a river. In this stillness, visualize your intention as if it's already real. See yourself living it, feeling the joy, the peace, the fulfillment, not as a wish but as a truth. This is not about forcing a vision, but about recognizing it with gratitude, as if the universe has already woven it into your reality. This practice echoes the Heka of ancient Egypt, the magic of aligning intention with cosmic will, planting a seed in the subconscious field with the vibration of trust. Step 3. Guard the seed with protective silence. Once planted, your intention needs space to grow, undisturbed by the restless mind. Thoth warned of the temptation to dig up the seed, to check its progress with doubt or impatience, a trap all too common in our fast-paced world. For the next 7 days, practice what he called protective silence. When thoughts of worry or urgency arise, don't fight them. Observe them like clouds passing across a desert sky, then return to your center. Avoid conversations or media that fuel scarcity or fear. Think of the endless scroll of news or the naysayers who dim your faith. Instead, nurture your seed with gratitude. Each day, recall a moment when the universe surprised you, a chance encounter, a sudden solution, and let it remind you that the unseen is always at work. This vigilance, serene yet active, mirrors the priests of ancient Saqqara who guarded their rituals with quiet reverence, ensuring the divine could unfold without interference. Step 4. Observe the synchronicities. As you move through your week, stay alert to the universe's whispers, those moments of serendipity that feel like winks from the cosmos. A phone call from an unexpected ally, an intuitive nudge to take a new path, a door opening where none seemed possible. These are the sprouts of your seed breaking through. Keep a journal, as the scribes of old recorded their visions, noting these synchronicities no matter how small. They are not random but reflections of the reverse law at work, the universe responding to your trust. Like the oracles of Delphi, who saw meaning in the subtlest signs, you'll begin to notice patterns, a quiet confirmation that your intention is aligning with reality's flow. This exercise is not a one-time act but a practice to weave into your life, as natural as the rhythms of the Nile that sustained ancient Egypt. It draws on the wisdom of cultures past, from the Vedic sages who meditated on Atman to align with the universal Brahman, to the Stoics who found peace by surrendering to fate. In the hustle of 2025, where every day tempts us to control and conquer, this ritual is a quiet rebellion. It asks you to trust, to release, to believe that the universe is already conspiring in your favor. By planting your intention with clarity, guarding it with silence, and watching for its bloom, you step into the sacred paradox. When you let go, everything arrives, as if the stars themselves have aligned to bring your desires home. In the swirling chaos of 2025, where the clamor of division and the relentless march of progress drown out the soul's quiet voice, the reverse law, born in the sacred halls of ancient Egypt under Thoth's watchful gaze, emerges as a radical call to trust. This ancient principle, woven into the fabric of Hermetic wisdom and echoed across the philosophies of time, challenges the modern American ethos of control, inviting us to embrace surrender not as weakness, but as a revolutionary act of faith. As a scholar of history, archaeology, philosophy, and the esoteric, I see this trust as a transformative force, a bridge between the starlit truths of antiquity and the turbulent realities of today. To trust in the unseen, to release the need to dominate outcomes, is to align with the cosmic rhythm that Thoth called mad, the eternal balance that shapes both the individual and the world. In this moment, trust becomes not just a personal practice, but a defiant stand against a culture that glorifies struggle, offering lessons that resonate from ancient temples to the streets of our modern cities. The reverse law teaches that true power lies not in the hustle, but in the harmony of letting go. In a world that measures success by how fiercely we chase it, this is a subversive idea. Consider the ancient initiates of Thoth's mystery schools, who stood unshaken amid the chaos of empires rising and falling. Their strength came not from battling the external world, but from aligning with the inner field of the subconscious, where trust plants seeds that the universe nurtures into reality. This mirrors the Stoic wisdom of Epictetus, who urged us to focus only on what we can control, our thoughts and actions, while surrendering the rest to fate. In 2025, as political polarization fractures communities and technological shifts unsettle livelihoods, trust becomes a revolutionary act. It asks us to release the fear that fuels division, to plant intentions of unity and understanding, and to believe that the cosmos is already weaving solutions beyond our sight. History illuminates this lesson. In the 4th century BCE, the Athenian philosopher Socrates faced death with serene trust, refusing to flee his fate or cling to life. His calm acceptance, recorded by Plato, was not resignation but a profound alignment with the divine order, inspiring generations to seek truth over control. Similarly, in ancient India, the Bhagavad Gita depicts Arjuna's surrender to Krishna's guidance, releasing his doubts to act with purpose but without attachment to outcomes. These figures, etched in the archaeological record and sacred texts, embody trust as a radical force, a refusal to let external chaos dictate inner peace. Today, as we navigate a world of social unrest and uncertainty, this trust empowers us to face challenges not with clenched fists but with open hearts, knowing that the universe responds to our deepest vibrations. In the modern American landscape, this lesson is vital. The frenetic pace of 2025, where news cycles amplify fear and algorithms dictate attention, tempts us to control every variable from career paths to personal relationships. Yet the reverse law reminds us that control is an illusion. True influence comes from aligning with the unseen flow. Consider the grassroots movements of this year, like the community resilience network sprouting across cities from Seattle to Miami. These initiatives thrive not by forcing change but by fostering trust between neighbors, local leaders, and shared visions, creating solutions to economic and environmental challenges that rigid policies fail to address. This echoes the ancient Egyptian principle of Heka, the magic of intention aligned with cosmic will, where trust in the unseen sparks transformation. The revolutionary nature of trust lies in its defiance of scarcity. Thoth taught that fear and neediness create a chaotic field, repelling what we seek, while trust cultivates a fertile space for abundance. In our personal lives, this might mean releasing the anxiety of chasing a promotion, trusting that our authentic efforts will draw the right opportunities. On a collective level, it means letting go of divisive rhetoric to build bridges, as seen in the 2025 Unity Forums, where diverse voices find common ground through shared trust rather than enforced agreement. These modern echoes of ancient wisdom show that trust is not passive. It is an active choice to vibrate peace, to plant seeds of possibility, and to walk through chaos without sinking, as Thoth's initiates once did. Archaeological traces reinforce this truth. The serene reliefs of Amarna, depicting Akhenaten's surrender to the sun's divine light, reflect a trust in cosmic order over human ambition. In Mesoamerica, the Mayan Popolvuh speaks of heroes who trust the gods' guidance through trials, their faith shaping destinies. These stories, carved in stone and memory, remind us that trust is a timeless rebellion against the tyranny of fear. In 2025, as we face global uncertainties, from climate shifts to AI-driven change, trust becomes our anchor. It invites us to act with intention but release attachment, to desire with passion but not desperation, to live as if the universe is already conspiring in our favor. By embracing trust as a revolutionary act, we become co-creators with the cosmos, weaving a future where chaos bends to harmony and the unseen delivers what the seen cannot. The reverse law is more than a technique, it's a way of life. It invites us to live with clear intentions but without attachment, to act with dedication but without anxiety, to desire with passion but without neediness. By aligning with this ancient wisdom, we tap into the universe's infinite intelligence, allowing life to flow effortlessly. As you step into this practice, remember Thoth's words. The true creator doesn't control the flow. He collaborates with it. Let go, trust, and watch the universe find you. Share your insights in the comments below. What moment of surrender has transformed your life? And if you'd like to support Secrets of the Ancients, check the pinned comment for ways to contribute. Stay tuned for our next episode, where we'll uncover another hidden truth from the ancients that can change your reality today.